Untitled Chapter, and good evening to Puan Putri. My name is Mukasik and my matrix number is 0130T20F1002. Today my group member Usfira, Sajural and Bimaraj, and with me will present activity 3, which is about ergonomics, guideline for user interface design. So the given question is based on the notes topic 1 part 2 and the other additional reference by your own. Choose 3 guidelines from ergonomic guidelines for user interface design. So first, it is about guideline of arrangement of control and displays and display issue. So the first is group by function and group information logically. Group the function logically so they make the user easier to find it. So secondly is make information easier to understand by using concise, unambiguous wording for instruction and messages, and eliminate unnecessary information and structure the information rather than just presenting a narrative format. And lastly is frequency. Make the most common use files convenient to be accessed. So here's the example for the first, which is the sidebar at File Explorer. It has documents, downloads, music, pictures and videos, and other than that, and all the same category of the file is grouped together. And the next one is settings page on Windows 11. We can observe that those functions is already grouped together so that the user is very easy to find it. So for instance, if you want to configure a Bluetooth earphone, we just simply go to the related section like sound section, and we will find the earphone setting. So next example is the WhatsApp setting page, and the sidebar of CDOS is also at the same row. The well-organized interface will make the application more human-friendly. So secondly is about make the information easier to be understood. So in this example is the Windows welcome page. They use the structural and easy to understand wording so that the new user could understand it and do the initial setup with ease. So the next example is the WhatsApp Help Center web page. So the article avoid of using unnecessary information, ambiguous wording, and they write the article with structural format instead of writing in narrative or paragraph format. So in this structural format, the user could more easier to understand it. So lastly, the frequency. For example, in Google, when we try to type in to search something, it will show up the most searched or popular word or the most related word. And also this Windows Start page also show up the recent file in recommended section.
Assalamualaikum and a good morning to Puan Putri. My name is Musira binti Mandi and my matric number is 10DT20F113.
For guideline of the use of color, first of all, contrast. Contrast is color used in the display should be distant as possible, and the distinction should not be affected by changes in contrast. And next, use color conservatively. And next, use color appropriately and make use of expression. And next, it also allow customization. Okay. Secondly, application should be attractive, using different font, using separated line, color, and other features that can help enhance the appearance. Next, follow the same color scheme and layout on your form. Thirdly, for guideline of the use of color, it is color hints. Colors can be used to convey greater amount of information clearly. It also color should be used to improve user performance. It is also care should be taken. 8% of men and 0.4% of women are colorblind and have difficulty with colors such as green, red, and yellow. For example, contrast color, it is used high contrast color combination. It also color contrast illusion, and it also depending on the surrounding color in the environment, the same physical color may look very different. For example, application should be attractive. It also to avoid saturated blue for text, and it also don't use blue for text because it is hard to read. Blue is a good background color. Ensure color differ in lightness. Its color blind user. For example color with clash should be avoided. Example like purple with pink. And next, warm color are larger, red, yellow. Cool color are smaller, like blue and green. Okay, that's all from me. Thank you.
Hello guys, my name is Vimal Rajan Alika Sarwaju. I'm from class DDTS4 and my matrix number is 01DDT20F1096. Guideline of physical environment health issues. There are 4 issues, which is noise, physical pollution, temperature, and last but not least, light. Okay, for the first one, physical pollution. Users should be able to reach all the controls comfortably and see all displays. The smallest users should be able to reach all the controls. The largest user should not be cramped in the environment. Users should not be expected to stand for a long period, and if sitting should be provided with the back support, which particular position for a part of the body is to be adapted for long periods. Support should be provided to allow rest. Accommodate individual differences in the user experience from the noise to the computer literate. Large is accommodate users' preference by allowing some degree of customizations of screen outlook layout, appearance, icons, and etc. Okay, for the second one is temperature. Humidity, airflow, and air exchanges are important parameter for employees' performance and comfort. If unlikely, that officers will be reduce excessive temperature that should be physically harmful to employees. However, the thermal comfort is an important consideration in employee satisfaction that can influence performance. Satisfaction is based not on the ability to tolerate extremes, but what makes an individual happy. Many studies have shown that most office employees are not satisfied with the thermal comfort. The definition of a comfortable temperature is usually a matter of personal preference. Options as to be what is a comfortable temperature vary within an individual from time to time, and certainly among individuals. For example, as a general rule, it is recommended that the temperature be maintained in the range of 20 to 40 degrees Celsius in winter and 23 Celsius to 27 Celsius in summer.
Greetings to Puan Putri and my fellow friends. I'm Sajiro Anandaki Kumaroro and my metric number is 01DDT20F1105. Okay, so we're going to look at lighting. So, adequate lighting should be provided to allow the user to see a computer screen without discomfort or eye strain. There are 4 types. The first one is direct radiant. The majority of this lighting is direct radiant. This can be incandescent light, which are most common in homes, or fluorescent light, which is more prevalent in workspace or stores. Direct radiant direct 90% or more of their light towards the object to be illuminated in the form of cone of light. They have a tendency to produce glare. Second, indirect lighting. This approach uses to reflect the light to illuminate work area. Indirect light direct 90% or more of its light on the ceiling or walls, which reflect it back into the room. Indirect lighting has the advantage to reduce glare, but supplemental lighting is often necessary, which can be a source of glare. Third, the mixed direct radiant and indirect lighting. In this approach, part of the light, about 40%, radiates in all directions, which is the rest through directly or indirectly onto the ceiling and walls. The fourth and the last one is opalescent globes. These lights give illumination equally in all directions because they are bright. They are often cause glass. Example for light. The first one is filament lamp. The light from a filament lamp is relatively rich in red and yellow red. It stains the apparent color of the object, and so is unsuitable when correct assessment of color is essential. The second example is fluorescent tube. Fluorescent lighting is provided by passing electricity through a gas. Fluorescent tubes usually have a low luminance and thus are less of a source of glare. They also have the ability to match their lighting spectrum to the daylight, which many employees find preferable. They may also be matched to others' spectrum of light that can fit office decor or employee preference. The final part of it is noise. Noise level should be maintained at a comfortable level in work environment. Noise can be stimulus in some applications and provide needed feedback of the system activities. Blocking a sound part is to build a wall between the source and the receiver. Walls are not only sound barrier but also a place to mount the sound absorption material. Excessive sound can be harmful to health, causing the user pain and in acute cases and loss of hearing. Example for noise. For instance, carpet not only cover the floor but also serve to reduce noise. This is achieved in 2 ways. The first one, carpet absorbs the incident sound energy. Second, gliding and shuffling movement on the carpet produce less noise than on a bare floor. Furniture and debris are also important for noise reduction.